Okay, we are live. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much for joining me and Pete as we learn how to play Quartermaster General South Front. The plan this afternoon was that we were going to learn how to play it and have a practice game. And then about 10 minutes ago, we realised, wait a minute, we're not even finished with the rulebook yet. So this is not a sponsored playthrough video. This is just me and Pete learning how to play Quartermaster General South Front. Now, I have played Quartermaster General East Front a couple of times, and I was kind of hoping that most of the rules would come back to me. However, none of the rules have come back to me. So this is going to be a very rough playthrough. Please bear that in mind. This is not going to be one of my top quality tutorial games. And if you know how to play the game and you're able to pop round and get here in the next 30 seconds, please come round and teach us how to play. But otherwise, we're going to jump in. I'll give you a recap of what we've learned so far, and then I will be literally reading from the rulebook. This is one of the differences between the sponsored videos that I do and the non-sponsored ones, is that the sponsored videos, I take time out to prepare and learn the game and everything else. But this is a game I really want to play. So, yeah, this is all we've managed to get time for today. So, Quartermaster General South Front is a two-player version based on the Quartermaster General series of World War II war games, which are generally 5 or 6 players. I think usually 6 players. And Quartermaster General East Front came out 3 years ago now, I think it was 3 years ago. This year, just come out Quartermaster General South Front, and they have advertised that there's going to be a West Front coming out next year, and there's a way that you can combine them together, which all sounds very exciting. But we're on the South Front. If you don't know anything about World War II, then this is the bit where you've got Germany and Italy and Bulgaria, I think, amongst others. And you've got the UK with France, various other people, and America as well. And it's the desert area. So what we've got is we've got a map with Morocco over here, Iraq over here. The reason that this is in a lighter shaded area is it's a desert. And certain rules are going to apply to desert. We don't know what yet, but this is a deserty area. And the Axis forces being played by Pete has control of Rome, so Italy here with Sicily. You've also got control of Albania, Syria, Lebanon. You've got control of this bit as well. In fact, all of this. I'm here, aren't I? Yeah, I'm here, and Malta and Gibraltar. But otherwise, you've got control of all of this. So there's a few important concepts in this game. We have some pieces on the board, and Pete's pieces are dark grey, which represents Germany, none of which are actually in the game yet. Is that right?
That's right.
I think so. And the light grey pieces, which are the Pact, which is mainly Italians, but also some others as well. Yeah, so you've got 2 German infantry, 2 German tanks, and 2 German planes, which are currently off camera because they're not on the board yet. And I've got the Allies, which is made up of the UK forces, which isn't just British. It's British, Australia, and various other people that helped out at the time. And then I've got the Americans, who don't enter the war until here, spring of 1942. And I've got 1 French piece as well. Has he got a beret on? I think he does. That's not in the game at the start, but I have that piece. All of these are referred to as Allies pieces, and all of those are referred to as Axis pieces. But you'll notice that there are pieces on the board, but in addition to that, there are tokens in the countries as well. One of the important concepts of the game that we've read so far is about control. So, for example, Algeria is currently controlled by the Axis. The Axis have been there at some point. They've left, but they still control it. Now, I can go into that territory, and there won't be any fight, and then I will control it. But until I do that, it is still controlled by the Axis. Now, the reason why control is important is for a very important concept called supply. And at the start of the game, Pete has 2 supply flags, the German one here and the Pact one also in Rome. So Rome is where you're getting all of your supply from. And pretty much at any point in the game, you have to be able to trace a supply path from your supply flag through to the unit. And if you don't, then it goes out of supply and it's removed at the end of your turn. I can trace American supply, of which there aren't any now, back to the South Atlantic. But for my other forces, France and the UK, I can trace them back through either here or here. Now, the reason why supply and control are important is you can trace supply through a controlled territory even if you don't have a unit there. But if there is an enemy unit in an adjacent space that can interdict, they can break that supply line. That's what we learned when we were reading the rules earlier. Sea territories work in a different way. You can never permanently control a sea territory. You are in control of a sea territory while you're there. As soon as you leave there, both players control it. So rather than no players control it, both players control it, and that is for the purposes of supply. So you can trace your supply through an empty sea area because it's controlled by both players. I'm going to keep looking at the chat because I think we have people in the chat who have played either this game or have played East Front. And it did say at the start of this rulebook that most of the rules in here are the same as East Front. There's a couple of tweaks and differences, but so yeah, I'll be keeping looking at the chat. If I say anything that's wrong, please let me know. And what I will say is that if you're watching this video back afterwards, if we do make any really fundamental rules mistakes, which I hope we won't, but you never know, I will add some Klingon subtitles into it. So please, if you're watching this back later, turn on the Klingon subtitles and there will be any corrections in there. Right, is that a recap of supply and control that we learned earlier?
I believe so, yes.
Right, so the way that the game plays is over 16 turns, which is tracked here. Each of these is a turn, so we start off in the summer of 1940. The Axis player always goes first, and on your turn you perform 5 steps. First thing is a first movement step, where you can move your stuff on the board around. Then is an action step. And in the action step, you get to do 1 action. It was 2 in Eastern Front, it's 1 in this game. There's various actions that you can do, we'll go on to those later. Then you have a second movement step, but that's only for tanks, fleets, and carriers, I think. Then you have your supply step, where you check your units. If they're not in supply at that point, you lose them. And then the draw step, where you will draw extra cards into your hand. It is a card-driven game. And at the start of the game, I have a deck made up of mid-game war cards. And that is shuffled. And then you will draw 5 cards from that deck into your hand. It does say for your first game, use the cards that say first game in the bottom right-hand corner. I also, off camera, I have some cards which are the late game cards. And Pete's got the same. Well, not the same cards, but another stack of cards with late on. These will come into the game when we get to here. So the spring of 1942, the Americans enter the war, and also we get the late game cards into there. There are also 3 cards which are labelled as contingency cards. You can use these as if they were in your hand, but they are not in your hand. And these do exactly what's printed on them. When you use them, you flip them over, and then they've got a different thing on the other side. And then when you use them again, they're gone from the game. This is one of those games where the more you play it, the more you're going to get used to the cards. We're both playing this for the first time, so it's going to be very, very rough. But essentially, we've both got 5 cards in hand to start with. Right, where did we get to with the rules? That's me reminding myself of where we got to. Let's talk about movement, shall we? So the first thing that you do on your turn is the first movement step. And we're now going to look at the first movement step, which is here. So you'll have opportunities to move your pieces during the movement steps of your turn and possibly during the action step. When you move a piece, move it to an adjacent space, except for airplanes that can move 2. You may never move a piece into a space occupied by an enemy piece. So if you want to attack somebody in this game, you have to do it using an attack action. You cannot just move into their area. However, an airplane may jump over an enemy occupied space. You may not move a piece to a space where it would be unsupplied at the moment that it moves there. So you cannot voluntarily move a piece into a space that you cannot supply. However, an airplane can jump across a space which would be out of supply into a space that is in supply. Right. Infantry and tanks can only move onto land unless you are loading them onto a fleet. Airplanes may only move to land spaces, except when loading or being transported by a fleet, or landing on or being carried by a carrier. An airplane may jump over a water space. Your airplane cannot end its move in a land space that you didn't control at the beginning of the step. So that's a very common thing that I've seen with a lot of war games, like Axis and Allies, is that your planes cannot capture territories.
Yeah.
Fleets and carriers may only move onto water. Pieces being transported or carried move along with the fleet. Right, so in the first movement step, you can move each of your pieces one at a time in whatever order you wish. Infantry and tanks may move into unoccupied, enemy controlled spaces. So you can go into, so I could go into here, for example,
Yep.
if I was here. It's enemy controlled, but it's not enemy occupied.
Okay.
Supply is determined for moving a piece at the moment it moves, so the order in which you move your pieces may matter. Right, in the second movement step, tanks, fleets and carriers may move. Tanks may not load onto fleets at this stage, and if they are currently being transported, they must be unloaded. Tanks may move or unload into enemy controlled spaces. Right. Infantry and airplanes may not move in the second movement step unless they are unloading from a fleet. And they may not unload onto an enemy controlled space during the second movement step. Infantry. Tanks can. Tanks may move or unload into enemy controlled spaces, but infantry may not unload into an enemy controlled space. Right. Movement can happen during actions. So you might have an action card that says move a piece. You play a card with a play text that allows you to move a piece, or you use the forced march. So forced march is an action that you can do. You discard one card to move one piece. Or if you use a card with the advance reaction after combat to move an infantry or tank into a space that you attacked. If you are able to move a piece during the action step, you may use that movement to unload a piece from a fleet. But unlike the second movement step, infantry that unload during your action step may unload into an enemy controlled space. Right. There's also a bit here on retreating and withdrawing navies. We'll read that bit later on. Right, airplane movement. Airplanes have somewhat different rules. Did we have an airplane? We do. Got an airplane here. Okay. And I've got one here. Oh, and one there as well. So they can move 2 spaces if moving on their own. This includes moving to or from a carrier. They can only move 1 space to load onto a fleet or unload from a fleet, or when using a retreat action. They may only move in the second movement step when unloading from a fleet. If moving 2 spaces, they can jump over the intervening space, even if it's water, enemy occupied, enemy controlled, or even unsupplied. And they cannot end their movement in a land space that you did not control at the beginning of the step. Right. Carriers. Neither of us have any carriers on the board right now. So I'm going to say let's skip the rules for those. We kind of know what carriers do. They carry airplanes around. But we will read the rules on naval transport. So naval transport, which is a lot more important in this map than on East Front. This allows your fleets to move infantry, tanks and airplanes across water spaces. Each fleet may transport 1 piece at a time. A piece that's being transported moves with the fleet. So a UK fleet may transport a UK or a French piece. A USA fleet may transport a USA or a French piece. And a Pact fleet may transport a Pact or a German piece. So you're okay, but I can't use my UK fleets to transport American troops, and I can't use my USA fleets to transport UK troops. So to transport a piece, first it must load onto a fleet. An infantry, tank or airplane may move into an adjacent water space occupied by a fleet of the appropriate faction. So I can go into there, and that's the movement. Most of the time, pieces load onto fleets during the first movement step, but if a piece is able to move during the action step, it can load at that time. Pieces may not be loaded onto fleets during the second movement step. You place the piece beside the fleet to show that the piece has been loaded. The fleet may move before or after a piece loads onto it. You may deploy a piece loaded directly onto a fleet, assuming the other requirements are met. Yeah, we haven't talked about deploying yet, but deploying is one way to add new pieces to the board, and it's saying that you can deploy a piece loaded directly onto a fleet, as long as the other requirements are met. Right, unloading. So before the end of the turn, a transported piece must unload from a fleet by moving it into an adjacent land space. You cannot unload a piece from one fleet to another or onto a carrier. A piece that cannot unload is eliminated. Now, you might think that I could unload to there, but remember what I said earlier, an infantry may only unload into a space that you control at the moment of unloading during the second movement step. Yeah. So
unless it's a tank?
Tanks are fine. Yeah.
So if you were doing this instead,
Yeah.
then that could unload into here. Oops.
Yeah. Or it could have just walked.
Yeah.
But yeah, take the boat, take the scenic route. So yeah, infantry may not unload into an enemy-controlled space during the second movement step, but tanks can.
Yeah.
So if I did that, my options are go back home or be eliminated. I think that's right. Right. So yeah, during the second movement step, infantry units may only unload into a space that you control at the moment of unloading, and airplanes may only unload into a space that you controlled at the beginning of the step. So a transported tank can unload into an unoccupied enemy-controlled space, take control of it, and then allow an infantry, but not an airplane, being transported by a different fleet to unload onto the same space.
Okay.
Right. Oof. If a piece is able to move during the action step due to card play, forced march, or whatever, you may unload it. In addition, infantry can... so in the first movement step, I can do that.
Yeah.
If I then play a card...
Right.
Or do a forced march,
yeah.
discard a card, I can do it. So in the first movement step and the action step, it's fine. Yeah. Not in the second movement step.
Okay.
For infantry. Tanks can.
Yeah.
Transported airplanes. Unlike infantry, an airplane may only unload into a space that you controlled at the beginning of the step. It cannot move 2 spaces and then load onto a fleet. It can only move 1 if it's loading. And it can only load from a land space adjacent to a fleet. An airplane being transported cannot be used in either land or water combat, except insofar that it will be removed if the fleet transporting it is removed. An airplane being transported... Oh yeah, an airplane being transported is dismantled. You can't use it.
So it's in crates.
Yeah.
In the hold of the fleet.
An airplane being transported cannot fulfill a card's prerequisite. So for example, the Axis could not use a transported airplane to fulfill the prerequisite for Fallschirmjägers. It's a card. Is it? Okay. An airplane on a carrier is not considered transported, but carried. And it is not subject to these restrictions.
So Fallschirmjägers, your parachutists can only jump out of an airplane that is actually not in a crate in the bottom of a ship.
Okay, so I think I understand it. And we've got some nice examples in the rule book to explain it. And then we've got a movement chart telling you, which hopefully we've got in here. Maybe. Right, combat. So in Quartermaster General South Front, all combat takes place between opposing pieces on adjacent spaces, not pieces within a space. The type is determined by the space being attacked, not the space that contains the attacking force. You may initiate combat when directed to attack by the effect of a card, or when using the desperate attack action, which is discard any 2 cards and choose a space and attack it. The basic procedure for resolving land combat or sea combat is all pieces attacking together are called a force. All of the pieces in an attacking force must belong to the same faction, except the French. French are special. All of the pieces... Oh, and a faction... So Pete has 2 different factions and I have 2 different factions. No pieces from the attacking faction that could be included in a force can be excluded from that force. So you can't leave people behind. And all of the pieces in an attacking force must be in the same space. A force can contain any number of pieces, and combat is conducted by one attacking force against a single adjacent enemy-controlled space. Combat is fought over 1 or more combat rounds, and you cannot change the forces between rounds. Right, some cards will direct you to eliminate a piece. When you eliminate a piece, you just remove it from the board. That's it. You don't need to have any combat or anything like that. So, a land force, which contains infantry and or tanks, airplanes and fleets are not considered part of a land force. You cannot attack a land space with just airplanes and or fleets, although they may support the combat. So you've got to attack with at least 1 infantry and or tank. The attacking force may be transported on fleets. Okay, so if you had a piece here, then I could be here and I could attack. That's what it says. The attacking force may be transported on fleets. So that I can do an attack from there into there.
Right. So it's a kind of
it's an amphibious assault. Yeah.
Okay.
You may attack an unoccupied enemy-controlled space if that seems beneficial. So you can attack enemy-controlled spaces even if it's unoccupied, because you might have a card that says if the attack is successful.
Okay.
A sea force contains fleet, airplanes, and/or carriers. It may consist of only airplanes attacking a water space from a land space. Sea force may consist of only. A carrier cannot be the only piece in a force that attacks. The attacking force must contain at least one fleet or airplane, but a carrier can be the last piece remaining of an attacking force.
Yeah.
So you can't initiate an attack with just a carrier.
But it could be the last man
But it
standing.
could be like, yeah. Right, attack rounds. Immediately after an attack round is initiated, the defender may use a reaction. So the reactions are what's printed on the bottom of the cards. Essentially, I'll just show you this very quickly. But you've got a card here, and this is the effect of the card if you play it, or you can use it as a reaction. And if you use it as a play, you don't do the reaction. If you use it as a reaction, you don't do it as a play. So essentially, every single card has two different effects on it. So immediately after an attack round is initiated, the defender may use a reaction in response to the attack. But if the reaction doesn't prevent the combat, then the defender either removes one piece of any faction in the attacked space, or removes an airplane or a fleet adjacent to the attacked space of the same faction as a defending piece. So, in other words, if I've got this here, and this here, and this here, okay, and you attack there,
yeah.
If I don't cancel the attack, I either remove this piece, or I remove an airplane or a fleet adjacent to the attacked space, but it has to be the same faction as a defending piece. So because you're attacking the Americans here, I can only lose that. I can't lose that.
Yep.
But if I had that there, I could lose either of these.
You would choose.
I would choose, because they're both defending pieces. The defender chooses which piece to remove. After an attack round, if any pieces remain in the attacked space, the attacker may initiate another attack round. But to do that, you do one of three things. You either remove one piece from the attacking force. You have to lose one of your own,
yes,
if you want to continue the attack. Or remove an airplane or fleet adjacent to the attacked space.
Yes.
So not adjacent to the space where the attack is coming from, but adjacent to the attacked space.
Yeah.
Or you use a card with the appropriate reaction. I think the one that says sustain attack.
Yeah.
A piece removed or reaction used must be of the same or higher rank as the piece removed or reaction used by the defender. So if you killed a tank,
yep,
then if you wanted to continue the attack, you would need to lose at least a tank, because the tank outranks an infantry.
Yeah.
So whatever piece you kill is what you need to remove to continue. And the same with cards. There's a ranking thing in here. I don't know if it's in here. It is. It's on the player aid as well. Excellent. Right. And then if you do, you kill another piece, and then you can continue again, and etc., etc. So one combat can actually consist of multiple rounds. Right. So an airplane or a fleet that's in the attacked space may be removed as the result of the attack, just like any other piece. But airplanes and fleets in adjacent spaces can also participate in combat. So when defending, instead of removing a piece from the attacked space, you can remove an airplane or a fleet from a space adjacent to the attacked space. It must belong to the same faction as a piece currently. Yeah. Likewise, when you continue an attack, instead of removing a piece from the attacking force, you may remove a supplied airplane or fleet from any space adjacent to the attack space. Right. After land combat, if there are no pieces in an attacked land space, you may use an advance reaction to move a piece from the attacking force into the attacked space. But otherwise, you don't automatically move in there. So, reactions. During combat, you may use a card to utilize its reaction. You cannot use a reaction in response to a piece being eliminated. You cannot delay the use of a reaction. For example, in land combat, you must use an anti-air reaction immediately after an airplane is removed. Okay? You may only use one reaction at a time, so you cannot use stand fast and exchange simultaneously, but you could use stand fast on the initial attack and then an exchange on a subsequent attack round. Some reactions may only be used in land combat and some in sea, and the advanced reaction is slightly different since it's resolved at the end of the attack round. So the different reactions are sustain attack, which is the reaction you need to use to continue an attack, or one of your options to continue an attack.
Yep.
Cannot be used in winter, except in the desert. Because the desert's warm. So that's a change. Right. The advance is what you use at the end of combat to move into the space. It cannot be used in spring, except in the desert. Because it's cooler, I guess. Right. Stand fast is a reaction that the defender can play to not remove a defending piece. Exchange is a reaction that the defender can play that when removing a defending piece, the attacker must also remove a piece. There is retreat, which moves one defending piece one space. And then if any defenders remain in the space, you still have to remove one. So it allows you to run away with somebody. There is also a reaction called withdraw navy, which is to move one defending fleet or carrier one space. Okay. Right. There's also two other ones. There's anti-air, which is used on attack or defense. It counters the effect of an airplane just removed in combat. Also, when defending at sea, if the attacking force contains an airplane, do not remove a defending piece. Right, I don't understand that. It counters the effect of an airplane just removed in combat. And naval combat counters the effect of a fleet just removed in combat. Yeah, I can't remember that one. I'm hoping that there's an explanation of that. Oh, there is. There's lots of explanations of that. So anti-air is whenever your opponent removes an airplane in land or sea combat, you can use a card with the anti-air reaction. If you're attacking it, the card must belong to the same faction as the attacking force. If you're defending, it must belong to the same faction as a piece in the attack space. When you're attacking, if the defender removes an airplane, you can use an anti-air reaction to continue the attack without removing a piece. Oh, I see. It cancels whatever that plane was going to do. When you're defending, if the attacker removes an airplane to continue the attack, you can use anti-air, and basically it cancels it, and then the attacker must remove another piece. Okay, I think I get that. Does that make sense? So you know if you've got a plane here, right, and you've got an infantry here, and I decide I'm going to attack.
Yeah.
I attack here. Mm. You can choose to remove that instead of that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Now, normally what happens in combat is if you remove something, if I want to continue the attack, I have to play a sustain attack or remove this.
Yeah.
But when you remove this, if I play anti-air, it basically is like this never happened.
So that stays there, which means...
No, it's gone.
Yeah.
But it didn't do the effect that it was going to do. So basically I think that's right. As the attacker, when you're attacking, if the defender removes an aeroplane as the result of an attack, I can go anti-air.
Yeah.
I can continue the attack without removing a piece. So I can say, right, okay, you've done that. I'm going to continue the attack.
Okay.
It's like that didn't do anything. It cancels the effect of the plane. Right. I'm sure it'll all come clear. Okay, what are we trying to do? Well, we're trying to win by getting the most points. The points are tracked on here, and the way that the points work are whenever we get a scoring round, we look at these places on the board. And I believe you get 1 point for every star if you control it. You don't have to be there, just as long as you control it. Right. Let's talk about France. The France faction represents the Free French soldiers that continued fighting against the Axis even after the government in Paris had capitulated. So the French infantry may use any United Kingdom supply flag as if it were French, can be transported by UK or USA fleets, may be included in a UK or USA attacking force in the same space, but not vice versa, and cannot be supported by UK or USA fleets and airplanes in combat if it's the only remaining piece. And only French reactions can be used on behalf of the French piece. Right. Minor countries, that's these. So there are 4 minor countries which are neutral at the start of the game. Yugoslavia, Bulgaria, Iraq have 1 piece, and Greece has 2, Athens and Crete. Each space in a minor country has 1 or more minor country force counters, which are neutral side up. All the counters have icons of infantry on the other side of them, except for that of Crete, which doesn't. The Crete counter is placed to indicate that the space is neutral, but contains no defending forces. So minor countries may be activated due to the play of cards, such as Britain supports Greece, or by a player declaring war, which activates the minor country for the other player. You can declare war on a neutral minor country at any time in your turn. You cannot attack or move into a neutral space without first declaring war on its country. An airplane cannot jump over a neutral space. So when a neutral minor country is activated, it is no longer neutral. It joins one side or the other, which immediately takes control of all of its spaces. Place control markers to show which player controls the minor country spaces, and flip the minor country's force counters to their active sides. Okay. Have we got a card that allows us to declare war on them?
Yes.
You do. So it's a card.
Yes.
So it says you can declare war on them at any time in the game, but only through the use of a card, I guess.
So this one.
Declare war on Greece, if possible. Okay. Yeah, it just says you may declare war on a neutral minor country at any time during your turn.
Only if you have the card.
Well, yeah, it doesn't say that. Yeah, that I don't understand that wording. Why would it say at any time on your turn?
Well, you don't have to. It doesn't have to be done during the step.
I think it means that. So that card
Yeah.
is declaring war and doing other stuff. So I think he's right. I think you can simply just declare war on another country at any time in your turn. So you don't need to use a card to do so. If you do it with the card, you get the bonus that's printed on the card.
Okay.
That must be how it is.
Okay.
I'll look at the chat to see if that's. Oh, Alan's in the chat. Hi, Alan. Yeah, so you can declare war on a neutral minor country at any time on your turn. Right. We might read that when it happens. So the game is won by the side with the most victory points, which happens. Scoring happens here, 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 and here. During each scoring round, you gain 1 point for every victory star that you control at that moment. If at the end of a scoring round, one player is ahead by 10, game over.
Okay.
If neither player is ahead by 10, you carry on, and then at the end, it's whoever got the most points that wins. There is an example of play as well, which we don't have time to read, but if we get stuck, we'll look back at it. Do you feel that we've got enough to give it a go and see how we get on?
I'm sure there are a few things which I do feel very, very unsure about, but which will become clear. I mean, I've got an idea of what it is that I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm very, very vague about what I'm supposed to do to achieve it.
Let's have a look at the victory stars, because East Front,
the
Russians had control of like 15 stars, and the Germans had control of like 2.
Okay.
So the pressure was on the Germans to attack.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if they didn't do much, the Russians were just going to score loads of points. I want to look at the board now. So if we were to do a scoring right now, I would get 1, 2. Is that it? Okay. And you would get 1, 2,
3, 4.
3, 4. Okay. Right, it's not many points, but it's control of these. How you win the game is by having points, and you get points by controlling the spaces that have the stars on.
So, what I can see then is that my game, or my early game at least, is going to be all about getting hold of this 2 stars there. And then my later game is going to be to consolidate, make sure I don't lose stars that I've got.
Tunisia and Tripoli.
But also to see if I can grab one or more of these 3, because this is where
Oh, excellent. There's discussion about what the plans are for the combined game, which sounds great. Really great.
okay. So I should be taking care not to lose anything, but thinking about how I'm going to grow, where I'm going to go from. It's probably going to be here, and then at some stage making a bold move to either head over here and take over here, or come over here.
Yeah.
And because if I can take over the whole Western Med,
You'll probably win.
Probably I've won it.
Yeah.
Also, if I can get hold of this and stop the USA from being supplied,
Yeah.
then they're not going to be able to come in.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that if I can do that before the Americans come in, so I need to have made some quite significant gains. How do I do that?
Well,
No
thankfully,
idea.
it's giving you 5 cards, which
Yes.
it's recommended for your first
Okay.
game. These are your 5 cards.
Yep.
So based on that, I would say all of those cards are probably going to be good.
Mm.
And you're only going to get to do one of them on the first turn of the game.
Okay. I don't really understand, because I'm not familiar with the basic game concepts too well. I don't really know how bold I can be with moving and attacking and then leaving everything open back home, so that the
Well,
enemy can just walk in.
I've got very little pieces on the board
Yeah.
as well.
And also, I mean, for example, this is where if, for example, I decided that I wanted to take Malta,
I mean, it's a lovely place.
how would I do it?
Valletta's a nice city. How would you do it? Well, in the first movement step, you'd move that onto there.
Okay.
And then you'd do an attack.
But can you do that?
Yeah.
With
Remember, you can attack. Transported troops can attack.
okay.
Now, how you do that attack is you could do desperate attack and discard 2 cards,
Right.
but you've probably got a card that says do an attack. But if not, you could just do that. And what would happen is that there would be a combat.
Yeah.
I'd have the opportunity to play a retreat card, although, to be honest, I don't think I could retreat because it's infantry and there's nowhere to retreat to. So it would die.
Yeah.
And then that would be the end of fighting. It's only if I had 2 there that you would need to sustain the attack to carry on. So I don't believe I would be able to retreat.
So having moved there, I would need to be able to
Attack.
if I was already there somehow.
You can't already be there.
I couldn't already be
No,
there.
because at the end of your turn, all transported troops
Ah.
must unload.
Okay. And can a ship only take 1 unit?
Yes. Yeah, the retreating piece must move to a land space that you currently control.
Okay.
So I would not be able to retreat if you attack there.
Okay. Well, so I can move all of my units.
Every single one of your units can move.
Okay.
In the first movement
Well,
step.
let's just see what happens, shall we?
Yeah.
If I do that.
So Mark's in the chat. Mark lives in Malta. Mark is there. This is Mark.
Okay.
And you're going to attack Mark. Is what we're saying.
So Mark, I'm really sorry, mate, but I'm just about to drop a bomb on your house. I hope you don't mind.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
You might want to put some sellotape over the windows. Right, so that's my move. I mean, I could move other things as well, couldn't I?
You can. I mean, you've got a tank there not doing anything. So that tank could load onto this. Yeah. And then that could then move, for example. And then that tank can unload in the second movement step.
Interesting.
And because you control Sicily, that fleet could move into here
Yes, I was just
if you wanted to.
But I then would have to unload somewhere.
Yeah, but you could then just say, I'm going to declare war on Greece.
Drive the tanks on there.
And I think you could then unload. Let's just check that. So if you choose to declare war on Greece, which it says you can declare war at any time on your turn, you cannot attack or move into a neutral space without first declaring war. So if you've declared war, then what happens is that's going to flip over and it's going to become controlled by me, and that's going to be one of my troops, which you will then kill in combat. As long as you attack it. You can't unload into there because it'll be enemy occupied.
I would need to have a card which I could use to attack with.
Yeah, I believe so. So I don't think you're going to be able to do two separate attacks on your turn. I think.
Okay.
And every time I say I think, I'm looking to the chat to help me out. Yeah, so when a neutral minor country is activated, it is no longer neutral. It joins one side or the other. Place control markers to show. Flip them. Yeah, okay. Okay. What you do really depends on the cards in your hand, and especially for a first game, stick to using the cards and not so much desperate attack. Yeah, so the recommendation is don't throw away the two cards for the desperate attack. Go with the ones in your hand.
So the real question for me then is whether can I move that aeroplane down to here?
Yes.
Or I could. So
on its own, it can move two.
Let's do that.
So it's moved two.
This one could potentially move here.
Yep, that's fine.
I can't move it here.
Here you go. You control it. You control Tunisia right now, so you.
So I could be using my air power to protect.
Yes, the fleets.
This. Okay. Well, that seems like a sensible thing to do. If anything, that the Axis did at this time of this 20th century could be deemed sensible. That tank, I'm very tempted to try and do something with it rather than just have it, that tank unit just sitting drinking wine.
Have you got any cards in your hand, not necessarily for this turn, but potentially a future turn? The PCs move one at a time, therefore the airplane cannot move to Africa until the fleet is in the Gulf of Gabes, since it can't move to an out-of-supplied space. Ah, yeah, supply. Yeah.
So I can't do that. But I could do that and then...
Hang on a minute. Until the fleet is in the Gulf of Gabes, since it can't move... But if a sea space is empty, both players control it.
So there is a line of supply.
So I think there is a line of supply through the Tyrrhenian Sea, through the Gulf of Gabes into Tunisia, because it's currently empty. And if it's empty, both players control it. That's how I understood it. Otherwise, we've completely misunderstood the rules for supply. But I thought supply... Okay, the space is interdicted by the fleet. Okay, so I was right, but there's this fleet here. So yeah, I was half right. So yeah, you're absolutely right. This is an uncontrolled sea space. Sorry, it's an unoccupied sea space, so it's controlled by both players. So you could try and trace a line of supply, but this fleet interdicts.
Yep.
So yes, so you currently cannot move that to there, because right now, this is out of supply.
Yeah.
Tunisia is out of supply at the moment. But if you move that to there, and then that to there, then you're fine. If you wanted to. Thank you for that.
I can move that to there.
That's fine.
I can move... I don't want to leave that... I could move that tank to there. And then move that to there.
Yeah.
Which feels a bit... But then I've only got... Okay, so I've only got one card to play. So my card then... So that's my movement.
Yeah.
I could move him.
Yeah, so when you go on holiday to Benghazi.
Why not? Let's send him down the coast.
Okay.
Lucky bucket and spade. And then So those are my movements.
Hang on a minute. Alan is saying, I don't think Tunisia is out of supply. Because Tunisia can still... Yeah, I think you might be right, Alan.
No, because
No?
Gulf of Surda.
Oh, this could be interdicted by this. Yeah. Yeah. So does that mean...
That's not out of supply. Yeah,
Right.
let's leave him where he was.
No. My question is, if you didn't move that fleet there, is Tripoli out of supply at the start of the game?
Yes.
Is that right?
Because I can't trace supply through either of these.
I'm just gonna zoom in.
Yeah.
And move around. If I understand these rules correctly, right now Tripoli is out of supply, because the only routes for Tripoli to trace supply back to Rome is through here, which can be interdicted by this one, and through here, which can be interdicted by this one. Have I understood that correctly?
I think there's actually somewhere in the rules
Yes.
where it says that.
We have a yes. Thank you. Right.
Okay.
So Tripoli right now is out of supply, which means that piece is going to go at the end of your turn unless you do something.
So I'm doing that.
Okay.
Okay.
Now
Right.
you can.
Now.
And now you can go to here.
Yeah.
Because you can trace the line through here, 3 here, and 3.
Okay.
Okay.
So, I mean, we're not going to be able to play this all the way through, but I just want to see if I can just make an initial,
Yes.
fairly positive stamp on what I would have been doing, just to see what happens.
Yeah.
So now, and we know from history that Malta managed to hang on, but I'm going to try and knock it over.
Yep.
In 1940.
And how are you doing that? So
we
you now get to do an action.
Now, my action is going to be deploy a packed fleet or attack with a force containing a packed fleet.
Yeah. So you're going to attack with a force that contains a packed fleet,
Which is him.
which is that. So that force
Is
is attacking there.
Yeah.
Yep. So combat. All pieces attacking together are called a force. Yeah. And
Yeah.
it is a... Is it a sea force or is it a land force? Well, all the pieces in an attacking force must belong to the same faction, except for the French. All the pieces in an attacking force must be in the same space. No pieces from the attacking faction that could be included could be excluded, and a force can contain any number of pieces. So you're attacking a land space.
And could I be attacking it with an aircraft as well?
No, because it's not adjacent.
Right. Okay.
The aircraft, if there was a land space adjacent to that, if those spaces were adjacent, it could be supporting.
Or if that was on an aircraft carrier here.
Oh, if it was an aircraft carrier. Yeah.
Got it.
So type is determined by the space being attacked, not the space that contains the attacking force. So it's a land battle because the space being attacked
Do
is
you think
land.
we should point out though that these figures, these counters are not to scale?
They're not to scale, no.
Okay, because otherwise
It's a very, very big person.
Okay, sorry.
So the two types of land combat. So it's land combat, and a land force contains infantry and or tanks. So I think it's just that's doing the attack. I think. Check the contents of land versus sea. A sea force cannot attack a land space. Yeah, so it's land. It's a land attack. So attack rounds. Immediately after the attack round is initiated, the defender may use a reaction. So I've got a card that said stand fast,
Yes.
but Gibraltar. So I don't know. I'm suspecting it needs to be specific. I don't remember. The card must belong to the same faction as the piece in the attacked space. Every stand fast is limited by the reaction details on the card. For example, Rock of Gibraltar can only be used by a piece defending Gibraltar. We're going to move the Rock of Gibraltar to Malta.
Okay.
So I can't use that. Okay, so I don't play a reaction.
Okay.
Which means I then remove the piece.
With apologies to the brave people of Malta who actually suffered and sacrificed and didn't give in. And in fact, 3 RAF aircraft managed to hold off the whole of the Axis.
Did they?
They did 3 biplanes.
Okay. Remove one piece of any faction from the attacked space. Or if I had something nearby, a fleet or a plane, I could have removed that instead.
And I'm guessing the only reason that I'm able to do that is because in reality, what actually happened was that the Axis forces concentrated somewhere else instead at this
And didn't
particular
do that.
moment. Didn't
Maybe.
do that when maybe they could have done.
Maybe. Right. Okay. So, after an attack round, if any pieces remain in the attack space, you can initiate another attack round. But there aren't any pieces in the attack space.
Does he stay there or does he
Well,
move in?
now we have continuing the attack. No. Did you want to play an advance card?
So if I want to put
No,
him in
because
there,
he's going to go there
yeah.
in the second movement phase.
Right.
Sorry, the second movement step. Infantry and airplanes may not move in the second movement step unless they are unloading from a fleet. But you may not unload into an enemy-controlled space during the second movement step. So you can't. You can't unload there because it's enemy-controlled.
Is it still enemy?
It's still enemy-controlled
because
you're not in there yet.
So I've defeated your army that was in there, or your land forces.
But Dave the farmer.
But the garrison kind of troops that
I guess
that's what we think these must be, rather than armies and.
Yeah. So if you had a tank, that would be fine. But I believe what you can do is you can now play an advance reaction, which allows a piece from the attacking force to move into the attack space. I think that's right. But there's a question in the chat. Is that correct? You cannot attack Malta. Okay, so we're doing this slightly wrong. Ian is saying that we cannot attack Malta. How can we not attack Malta? What have we misunderstood? Oh, you can attack Malta. You just can't attack with the Regia Marina card. Oh, okay. Because that says... Ah, right, yes. So this is attack with a force containing a packed fleet. That isn't the thing doing the attack. Because just going back to what Ian was saying, this is actually a land attack, so you can't use that fleet. Thank you, Ian, for clarifying. So you would have to use 2 cards, unless you have another card.
I don't.
Okay.
And we've been told don't.
I know, but because we kind of want to move on, and
let's do it.
I do it. So
I'll discard this.
So you put 2 cards into the discard pile. I don't see what those cards are.
Okay.
So 2 cards is a desperate attack. You've done the attack. That's your action.
Yeah.
Do you have an advance reaction?
It's another card.
It's another card.
Yeah.
But that goes face up into your discard pile.
Sorry, let's do that.
Because I've seen it.
And
again, we're just learning the game, and we may not have time for a full game today.
Okay. So yes, I do have an advance card.
Okay.
I'll
So
use
you
it.
play that. That just goes face up because I've seen it.
Okay.
So that, and you have to prove that it's an advance. But now you can move that into there, which means Malta is now controlled by the Axis forces.
Okay.
Right. Now we've got your second movement step.
I don't want to spend too much time talking slightly off subject, but I have actually scuba dived on a sunken military ship.
Right.
That was lost in this campaign.
Okay. Well, there we go.
Fascinating piece of history. It's all still there. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. I think that's
So
my
tanks, fleets, and carriers can move.
Well, they can move again.
Yeah.
Oh.
Second movement step.
Oh, wow. Tanks. So I could do this.
Mm-hmm.
I could declare war on Athens and go, "Hello, guys. We're coming to see you."
Well, no, because when you declare, so that'll be another attack.
So I have to have another card.
You have to have,
to do that with. So I'm not going to do that. So sorry.
Maybe tomorrow.
Keep the Uzo on ice. So am I going to move? I mean, if I move into there, that stops you interdicting.
It does.
But then you could maybe come around here. Go on, let's do that.
Okay. Right, and then
Statement of intent. It's fairly obvious where I'm going.
Is anything out of supply?
I don't think so.
Okay, and then you draw 2 cards. Yeah, draw 2 cards until you have a maximum of 5 in hand.
Okay.
Right, my go. Whew, we've done turn 1. So, what do we do? So I've got forces all over the place. I don't have many of them. So I can't move my plane into an area that's enemy controlled. I believe. I think that's the rules. So
these cards are kind of crazy powerful.
yes, compared to the basic actions.
But you're very, very limited on how many you've got. So you need to be careful not to just burn through them, thinking, hey, look what I can do.
Oh, look, if the Allies control Malta. Ooh. Oh.
Sorry, I just need to take a photograph of this.
Yeah, okay, right.
Just to prove that Germany, or the Italians actually took Malta.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to move this tank in El Alamein, and we're going to move it to there, which I can do.
To Brook,
I believe so.
Yep.
And that instantly gives me control of it.
Mm.
And I can trace a supply line back to there. So that's all good. I believe I can now fly this plane into Tobruk. Ian will tell me if I've got this wrong. Because you move the pieces one at a time. You may not move a piece into a space where it would be unsupplied. Airplanes may only move to land spaces. Yeah, your airplane cannot end its move in a land space that you did not control at the beginning of the step. Okay, so I can't do that. But I can move it to El Alamein. Okay, meanwhile, over here, so as we've discussed, I can't load it onto here and unload it into here.
Yes.
I'm not, and I can't leave it on there either, because you have to unload them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm not sure how I can get an infantry into here. I don't think I can. I think I need to use a tank to go into here. I think. So I'm not going to do anything with those.
Unless you've got a card which lets you do it.
Yeah.
And such cards do exist.
Mm-hmm.
So, advance card. And a piece from the attacking.
Oh, sorry. So I could have just attacked the space and then played an advance card.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Is that right? You can use your action for a forced march. Oh, there's that as well. So I load it on there.
Yeah.
And then I can do a forced march into here. That's allowed.
Yeah. But
Or
forced march is
one card to do one movement. And
Okay.
infantry in the action step can do that. Yeah. Are we right in thinking that I could move it onto there in the first movement step and then do an attack on Algeria, and that attack will be successful, and then I can play an advance card?
I think that's right. Right.
Very expensive, but he's confirmed that is right. I'm not going to do that. I am going to...
Yeah, well, I've just been doing expensive stuff just to get Malta.
Yeah, but we're cheapskates. Western Med is here. Move that fleet or attack with a force container. Oh, I could do that. Right, we're going to do this. I'm going to play Mediterranean Station. So deploy a UK fleet in either Western Med or Eastern Med. Then move that fleet or attack with a force containing that fleet. So we're going to attack.
Okay.
So we're going to do an attack from the Eastern Med into the Gulf of Sidra. So you may respond with a retreat card. There's also a withdraw navy, which we kind of skipped over. Oh, I think withdraw navy is the equivalent of retreat, but for sea. Yeah. Withdraw navy. When defending, before removing a piece as the result of an attack, you may use a withdraw navy reaction to move one fleet or carrier of that card's faction out of the attacked space. Okay, it's the equivalent of retreat, but for sea units.
Okay, well, I'll do that. I'll play withdraw navy.
Okay.
Bring him there.
Yep, that's it. So that card's gone. Which means the combat didn't happen or did happen. In response to the attack, if the reaction does not prevent it, then the defender must either remove a unit or whatever. So if you still have any pieces left, you must still remove one as part of the attack. So does that mean the attack is successful and then I can play in advance?
Does that mean he's no longer supported?
He's currently... No, he is, because he can go through Tripoli.
Okay.
Through Tripoli. And there, and there. Yeah, so it's fine. It's fine. Advance is only on land. Oh, advance is only on land. Is it?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, it's after a land. Yeah, but it is a land battle. So, I'm not going to do this, but I just want to clarify this. Attacking from here to here is a land battle.
It is, yes. So you can use an advance. In fact, you could only use an advance. Or a forced march.
Ian's comment above about the use of German advance with Pact when you invaded Malta. Oh, we missed something here. Sorry. You did a German advance. You couldn't do a German advance. It would have had to have been a Pact advance. Thank you. Just spotted that one. Did you have one?
Yes.
Okay. So it had to be a Pact advance to advance with a Pact unit. Right, okay. Yeah, it's the trickiness of running two different factions with one deck. Okay. Yeah, we did. We fixed that. That's good. But yeah, here, I'm unsure as to why I can't do a combat. If I had a card that did an attack, and then I played an advance afterwards, why I couldn't do that. But I'm not going to do that. I think that is my turn done. Now, I think I'm only drawing one card, because I've only played one card. Yeah, draw step. Draw until your card has... But yeah, I draw one card. Right. Oh, okay. I could have done the thing that I did. Right, just... Yeah, that's fine. Thank you. Right, your go. Well, we should have moved this on, shouldn't we? So that was the summer of 1940. We're now in the fall of 1940.
Okay. With movement...
Yep.
Can I move that tank there?
Yes.
Say, and then move that there, and
Yes.
then attack to there?
Yes.
I'm not actually considering doing it. I'm just wanting to figure out how to... Can I move that there?
You can.
Load him on. I can't move it again,
No.
and then attack.
No. Yeah, you can attack.
So the ship gets to move.
But there's no need, because that can just
No,
attack there anyway.
but just to explore the way that movement and attacking works.
Yeah.
So I can move the ship into the right place and then do that.
Yes. Everything can only move one space. Yeah.
Okay. So that begs the question of what I'm actually going to do with my second turn, having succeeded in getting Malta.
Well, that's a win, isn't it?
Having got all excited about that.
Yeah.
So now what do I do? So I'm thinking probably I need to what I need to do is to
Deploy some units.
well, yes. How do I do that?
Play cards that give you
But I
deploy, or you can do a conscription,
But not during
which is an
first
action.
movement.
No, not during first movement.
So first movement, I think I'm going to need to send my tanks into
Mm-hmm.
Athens, and I can do that. So that's my first movement.
First
is
movement
to put
is
the tank there.
load the tanks onto this transport
Okay.
or this fleet. Yep. Any other first movement?
Possibly to. I don't need him to be on Malta, so I can move him here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep, I think that's it.
Right.
Now, actions.
Action step.
So I've got these.
Yeah, Ian is saying, please play the cards for your first game. So I've just drawn... That's interesting. So I've just drawn a United States card. Even though the United States have not entered the game yet. So I can still play the cards. I just can't use the USA troops. Right. Okay.
Well, I'm tempted. This is a little bit artificial, looking at the meta game, because if I was playing this with a real game, with the expectation of getting through to the end of it, I wouldn't burn through my cards. I'm tempted to do that. So Africa Corps, deploy a German infantry or tank in a desert space.
In a desert space. Right, okay. So you may deploy a piece in a space that you control. You may deploy a piece in a space that you didn't control at the beginning of the step, as long as you control the space at the moment you deploy the piece. That's the bit I didn't quite understand.
So I can come in here then.
You are deploying a piece to a space that you control. Yeah. You may only deploy a piece in a space you control. Yeah. So you've deployed a German tank to the Western Desert.
Then take another action.
You may only deploy a piece in a space where it is supplied. It is supplied because it's supplied through here, through here, through here, and through here.
Then play another card. Libyan divisions. Deploy a packed infantry.
Oh, does that card allow you to play another card?
It says.
Oh, take another action. Nice.
So, deploy a packed infantry in Benghazi.
Yeah.
Or an adjacent land space. Then move that infantry or attack with a force containing that infantry.
So you could now attack with that force if you wanted to.
And then?
No, you can only ever attack from one.
Ah, okay. So I could attack Tobruk.
Yes.
Which would be very thematic, wouldn't it? And I'm supposed to be doing, bold stuff. But is there any way that I could use my aircraft? I could move them, but I could have moved that aircraft before.
It wouldn't have been able to reach Benghazi.
Oh no.
But it would have been able to reach Tripoli, and then you could maybe use it for future.
But I wouldn't have been able to. Can it land in Tripoli?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Or Tunisia. Yeah. Okay. And he's on that boat, remember? So I've got to do a second movement with him afterwards.
It's going to have to be unloaded. Yeah.
Yeah. So the question is, do I want to attack Tobruk with those two? I suppose I
guess
ought
you do.
To, really. Yeah, of course I do.
Right. So do I have?
And do I need an attack card to do it?
You're doing it there.
Oh yes, of course I am. There it is.
That's the card. Okay. So do I have a retreat or a stand fast?
You've got a stand fast.
I've got the Rock of Gibraltar. Nope. So that tank goes. Which means you can't sustain the attack.
Okay.
Well, you can't sustain the attack by removing a unit, because if you wanted to continue... Oh, you don't need to anyway. There's nobody there.
So does that mean that
You've not controlled it? No. It's still controlled by me.
I would have to move into there in order to control it.
Yes.
So second movement. Can I move it in?
You can't move infantry in a second movement. You can move tanks in a second movement. But do you have an advance card?
So second movement. So I could move that tank into there with my second movement.
Yeah, well, first of all, do you want to play a packed advance to move? Right, okay. So combat is over.
Yeah.
In your second movement step, you can move your tanks, fleets, and carriers. So that can now move in second movement.
Okay.
And Tobruk is now yours.
Okay. And then second movement.
can't.
No, because that was going to flip over. He's here.
Yeah.
So he can come.
So that can
there.
unload into there, but that can't land in Athens because you haven't declared war on it.
Can it go there?
You
and
can't
then...
move your fleet. Oh, no, you can. You can move your fleets in second movement.
So I could go there and then.
I
there.
believe so. Still controlled? Still supply? Yeah, supply line all the way through here. Ouch. Okay, is that right? I think we've done that right.
You see, I mean, this is where Rommel went wrong. Obviously.
You draw 2 cards. Right. I'm in trouble here a bit. Although I'm kind of hoping you don't have another. Okay. Right. That's really good.
I'm going to have to take photos of this. I apologise.
Yeah, that's right.
So that my German partner can send them to her family. Just point out what should have happened. What could have.
Okay. Right. So,
Interesting.
First movement. I don't think I have much. I mean, we could try and do some shenanigans. Might just move that back. Little worried about these two tanks.
They're friendly. This is a peace mission.
Yeah.
Can I just point out that we come in peace.
Peaceful trading nation.
Yeah. And all we're looking to do is just to, share the love and sausages.
Okay. I'm going to play Britain supports Greece.
Ooh.
Activate Greece for the Allies.
Okay.
So that is now. I assume Crete as well, but
We discover.
there's no. So I think they're both mine. If possible, then you may deploy a UK infantry in Athens or Crete.
Oh.
So I am going to put
Interesting.
a UK infantry there. That's my action. Got these as well. You need to move one of your fleets to the Aegean. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I wasn't sure. Oh, because of supply. Of course. Yeah, if I didn't do that, it wouldn't be in supply. But what do we do with this counter? Does this counter stays there? They're the Greek people.
Mm.
They're the Athenians. Yeah, so if I didn't do that, that would actually have been out of supply. Thank you for that. Right. So I've done the action. Now I've got second. This is interesting because I'm only playing 1 card a turn, which means I'm only drawing 1 card a turn. I don't think I'm going to do anything for second movement. So I think that's it. I'm just going to draw a card. Yeah, the MCFs don't need supply. These don't need supply.
Okay. Yeah,
because they're supplied locally. Right, it is now the winter of 1940, and we now cannot play sustain attack cards except in the desert because it's warmer. Right, you'll go. First movement. Already a bit worried about all of this.
You shouldn't be.
Yeah. And we're going to be scoring after this turn. But since we saw fleet operations in the Ionian Sea, we thought, hey, oh, the Germans are up to no good. So you could just go straight in there if you
Funny you
wanted.
should say that.
Yeah. Okay. So that's yours.
And to be putting him there as well.
I can just sneak somebody into Tripoli. And all of these are cut off. That'd be great.
And then I think I need to put that one in there.
So if you do that, your supply is all going through here.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is fine.
But I'm thinking also I could possibly put him on there, take it there, and then he can move into there.
Only if you declare war on him.
On Albania.
Oh, no, sorry. Albania. It's already yours, isn't it? Yeah.
But that would be second movement. So
It would be
that's
second movement,
there
yeah.
for the time being. So that's the end of my first movement.
So first movement all done.
So
right.
Now actions.
Action.
Pact. Axis sees Vichy Navy. Deploy a pact fleet and infantry in or adjacent to Algeria. So that goes there, and that goes there. Or it could go into Tunisia if I was worried that you might be wanting to nudge your way in there, but I don't think you can. So, well, no, let's go to Tunisia instead, just for protecting the stars. Okay, so that's the end of my.
Well, unless.
Oh, sorry, unless you discard 3 cards. Well, you've got cards to do that with, haven't you? So you probably do that.
Well, that actually messes up what I had planned.
Oh, sorry about that.
No. I don't want you to have that. No, I'll let you have them.
Yeah.
It's a learning game.
Okay.
I'll let you have them.
Okay.
And then second movement. You can't move in there. There is a plane. You can't see it, but it is there.
I can't.
No. Movement is movement. There can be no. You can't move into occupied.
And it counts as being occupied even though it's only by an
It's
aeroplane.
occupied. Yeah.
Okay. Right. I can't use cards. I could. Could I do a forced march to attack? Well, no, that's only to move, isn't it?
That forced march is just a move. You could have done a desperate attack with 2 cards.
So I could use these 2 cards to do a.
But that would be instead of all of that, and we've done that.
Okay.
Yeah. You only got 1 action.
Okay. Well, we'll just practice.
Practice. Just line up
and down.
Just line up ready. Yeah.
No, I'm not putting them there because that looks threatening.
Just.
Okay, that's the end of my.
Sorry, you've got to do second movement for that one, but it can go to Albania, or it could go back to Naples. It could go to Sicily.
But I could move that.
Oh yeah, the fleet
there
could move. Yeah.
And then drop him off anywhere I want.
Yeah.
So, what's the sensible way to? I need that fleet, I think, to be here to stop you coming through. Except that's protected and that's protected by those. So. But you could move those 2 in. I think I want to keep that there. I think I do. But those can protect. Yeah, I think that makes sense to do that. So, let's put it in Albania.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, my go?
Yep.
So, first movement. I don't know whether I have first movement. Don't think I have any first movement. So I'm going to use my contingency card. Expeditionary Force. Discard a card or the axes gain a point. I'm going to discard a card. Deploy a UK infantry.
Okay.
Then you may discard a card to take another action. Right, so now I'm taking another action. No, the card on the Vichy card, I think we got it. The other text was unless I discard 3 cards. So I could have discarded 3 cards to stop that happening, but I chose not to because I knew I needed my cards for this. So my other action is the British 8th Army. Deploy a UK infantry or tank in or adjacent to Egypt. Then move that piece or attack with a force containing that piece.
Okay.
So we are going to attack with a force containing that piece. So we have, just have a look at this. There we go. So we have British tank, British infantry, British plane against a pact and a German one. And I can use this in support. So,
Okay.
whereas you can't. Yeah, I think that's right. Okay, so I'm doing an attack. Do you want to play a retreat?
No, because if I did, I'd still have to lose a unit, wouldn't I?
Yes.
But if I
But
don't,
one of them.
one of them is going to die.
Yeah, at the moment, because I've got a number of units, you're probably going to lose both.
So I could retreat one of them.
Yeah, and then you just lose the other one.
Okay.
It's up to you.
It's a card, though, isn't it?
It's a card.
Yeah.
Everything's a card.
It's a card or a unit. Ooh. How important are my tanks? Are they as important as a card? I'm going to play a retreat. And
So that is a
the-
German retreat.
Yeah, retreat a German.
So the German one retreats.
Yeah, sorry,
Right.
Italians. This alliance that we've got, we invest in it heavily. We believe in it. But right now, sorry, you're on your own.
So that's gone.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sustain the attack. I could, even though it's winter because we're in the desert.
Yeah.
But no, I can't because there's no forces there, so I can't continue the attack. And I'm going to choose not to play an advance card. But now we do my second movement. And I believe in second movement, I can now go in there.
With the tank.
With the tanks, fleets, and carriers. So I can go in there with the tank.
But not with infantry.
But not with infantry or the plane. So I could. But I'm going to say I'm not going to. Because it's not worth any points. So we'll say no. Ian is saying usually you'd want to use retreat on the second round of battle. Interesting. Okay, good to know. So you take the first round of battle, you eliminate a piece, you force me to eliminate a piece, and then you play the retreat.
Okay.
Okay, well, we are learning, so let's go through that, because actually that would be the same outcome, but I would have lost a piece. So let's go through that, because we are learning the game. Retreat. When defending, before you remove a piece as a result of attack, you can use the card with retreat. Okay, so let's just go back. That didn't happen. That didn't happen. You have your retreat back in hand.
Okay.
Right. I say, are you going to retreat? You say no.
Okay.
Okay. So you have to lose a unit, which is that one.
Okay.
I now have to either sustain the attack by playing a sustain attack card, or I have to lose a tank or a fleet because they're a higher rank or the same rank.
Right.
And I say, oh, okay, well, I don't really want to lose the fleet because the fleet is providing supply to here. So I will lose the tank in order to continue the attack. If I didn't, that's it, combat's over.
Okay.
But if I do want to push the attack, I remove this, I'm now eliminating that. You play the retreat card. That moves to there, and effectively I lost the tank. Yeah. Oh, I could have lost the airplane. Thank you. Of course, because airplane outranks tank.
Unless I played anti-air.
Oh, are you playing anti-air?
Yeah, why not?
Oh. So I have to lose the tank.
Yeah.
And then you retreat.
Yeah.
So that's actually really interesting.
Because you've lost 2 units and I've lost 1.
How many cards have you got?
None.
There you go.
Okay.
But yeah, so what's interesting about that is you kind of tricked me into it a bit. In the, okay, well, I'll lose my plane. Okay, well, I've lost the plane. You then cancel the plane. Okay, I'll lose the tank. And then you play retreat. It's like, oh, I didn't get you anyway. So yeah, combat can be actually really interesting from relatively simple rules.
But you've still got 2 cards and I've got none.
That's
You've
correct.
Burn all my cards out.
And now it's the end of my turn.
And I'm beginning a turn now with no cards.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That is interesting. Okay, so we do scoring.
Okay.
So you get 4 points and I get 2 because it's not changed, has it? Oh no, I've got Athens.
You have.
Awesome. So I've got 3, and I think we counted you've got 4. Rome, Naples.
Tunisia, Tripoli.
That's not yours, is it? That's nobody's.
That's neutral.
Why is it not printed on the board? Why is Yugoslavia not printed on the board? I don't know. You got Tripoli and Tunisia.
Yep.
Yeah, Ian. Why is that star not printed on the board? I'm just curious. So we now go to the spring of 1941. So anti-air. Is it anti-air? No. What can't be played?
Advance.
Advance cannot be played in the spring of 1940, except in the desert where you can.
Yeah, because it's not
Because it's
down
cooler.
with rain.
Yeah. And it's your go. So you've got first movement, but when you combine it with East Front, there would be 2 starts. Ah, right, okay. Of course, because East Front goes here.
Right.
I'm totally getting East Front out after this and having a look at it and bolting it on. So yeah, what happens if you've got no cards in hand?
You don't get to play any, but actions are...
Oh, you've got these.
Oh, of course.
You've got it's a contingency.
Ah,
There you
so
go.
Let's
Oi. You just want to come and see the pyramids.
I'm told that they're very nice at this time of year.
All it is.
I can't help it if I've got a copy of a guidebook. I just go and have a look. Well, let's do this. Bulgaria signs pact. Oops. Bulgaria, activate Bulgaria for the Axis, if possible.
Hello, Loki.
Then you may recruit a German infantry there. I think we'll do that.
Come here. Have you seen what he's doing to me? He's attacking me.
Place the Bulgaria supply flags marker in Bulgaria. So that's
that's this.
that's that. Right.
So you've now got an extra place where you can trace supply to.
Okay.
Okay.
So you've got 2 units on. Is it that? And I've got 3.
Yeah.
So can I attack with these, or are they just
So the MCF, I'm
Just-
guessing,
just defensive?
are just defensive. I'm guessing. Minor country forces cannot move, nor can they be part of an attacking force, nor can they support an attack.
Okay.
They're always in supply. They defend like infantry. And the player that controls an MCF can use reactions on behalf of the MCF.
Okay.
Okay.
So.
And then you flip the contingency card. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, second movement.
Yep.
Can't attack because I got no attack cards. Oh no, I can't attack. 'Cause
Can't
that's an attack. I can move, but I can't attack. So what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Can I declare war on Yugoslavia and move in there, or what do I do? Do I just move in there?
Because when you declare war on it, you'll flip them over.
Oh, I see.
So
So
there'll be 2.
In,
No.
I can't just move in there.
No.
Okay. I think that's that. I think that's me done.
Okay.
But I do draw some cards, don't I?
On the reverse side of the contingency card, on a future turn, you can convert the Bulgarian MCF into an infantry. Ah, cool.
Do I draw 3 cards? Is it
2.
2?
You draw 2 cards to a maximum of 5, I
Oh.
believe. Okay. Right. We need to be doing something else because this is... It's looking a bit dodgy down here in Egypt now.
You see, I reckon that the Italians have been given a bad press over the years, but actually they were.
So I could do that. Basically convert that into a... Eliminate an allies controlled minor country force counter to deploy a UK infantry in that space and then take another action. I said I don't have any more left. All of my UK infantry is on the board. Oh, which means scrap that. Because I was going to... Oh, there's not many, is there? Is that right? Not missing any pieces, am I? There's only 3 in the game. Wow.
Right, so what you're saying is you need me to destroy some of your units?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I need the French to turn up. Or the Americans. Oh, gosh. I'd say South Atlantic or Red Sea. Well, you're not there. I don't need that. Okay. So, first movement. Ouch. Yeah, okay. I don't have any first movement. So, actions. I'm going to play cash and carry. I have to discard a card. So, I'm going to discard a card to deploy a UK piece of your choice in a space with Atlantic in its name.
Would that be the Egyptian Atlantic?
Yeah, the Egyptians get a pen out. So I'm going to deploy a fleet here.
Okay. Oh, now things are getting interesting.
Right. And then take another action.
Yeah.
And the other action is... Oh, what is the other action? I'm going to have to use these cards. It's going to have to be conscription. So let's just check about the French. Can I bring the French in with a recruitment? I can't remember. On the reverse, yeah, okay. The French, right. May use any United Kingdom supply flag as if it was French. May be transported. May be included. How do I get the French forces on the board? That's my question. Can I recruit or deploy them? Not sure I can. I'm just going to have a look because there is a French card in here. Here's the next one. Okay. Okay, so that's how I get them in. Oh, you can use a conscription for the French infantry. Oh, right. Okay, well that's what I'm going to do then. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I am going to conscript using 1 card to conscript the French infantry here. Is that allowed? I think that's allowed. So I have conscripted, and you can either do 2 cards for a big unit or 1 card for a... Yeah, where is it? Conscripting. It's definitely in here. Discard 1 card to deploy an infantry. Yeah. Okay, done. Second movement. I don't have any. Draw 2 cards. You'll go. Summer of 1941.
So if I move him there, can I attack into Egypt?
If you do a desperate attack or play a card that allows you to attack, yes. It's just 2 cards. Any 2 cards. Just trying to get rid of all your cards in your hand.
If I actually, I think I might just keep him there for a moment, and then I'll play. So that's
any first movement.
Any other movement? Okay. No, I think we're good.
Okay.
So my action is going to be to play SM-79 Sparviero.
Yeah.
Eliminate an ally's piece within 2
spaces of a packed airplane.
Yeah.
Unless
the allies discard a card of that piece's faction with the anti-air reaction.
I choose not to. So who are you going to... So
well,
any piece, an ally's piece within 2 spaces of a packed airplane. Uh-oh. Is that going? Or is that going?
It could be that.
It could be that. But that's not going to disrupt my supply lines.
Yeah, but that could possibly... well, this one, certainly.
Yeah.
But I was also thinking maybe of one of these.
They've only just turned up.
This one, I think.
Wow. Okay. Second movement.
Second movement. I don't think I've got any. Bit disappointing.
Good. So I'm in trouble now. I need to basically withdraw these. Yeah, which I can do. It's just.
Yeah, I think that's my go.
Okay.
So I draw 2 cards.
Draw 2 cards. Nice. That goes. Right. So first movement, I'm going to move that onto there. I believe I can.
Run away.
Yeah. And then my action is to play King Peter Comes of Age. If Yugoslavia is either neutral or unoccupied, which it is, gain a point. And then activate Yugoslavia for the Allies. We need some pieces. There you go. Oh, sorry. I was supposed to have moved that as well. So they moved on to there, and then it moved to there.
Okay.
And then in second movement, I can get off to there. So the good news is I've now got 3 things in Egypt. I think I might move that to there as well. Okay. And then I draw 2 cards. This game could fly by. Once you know it, I think this game can go really quickly. Assuming we're playing correctly. These cards are amazing. Games are under an hour. Yeah, so if you know the game, it can be under an hour. You can't move a piece to where it would not be in supply. Okay. So Paul is saying, I cannot move a piece to where it would not be in supply.
So can that piece not move to there?
So are we saying that because this is currently not in supply?
Yes.
Because I'm tracing a supply path here, but this is interdicting.
So can it move there?
Well, yeah, because by moving there, that space is now in supply.
But can that move to there?
So that is a good question. Yeah, we'll let Ian confirm that, but Paul might be right. Oh, we can trace the supply here.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, we're all good. So I can trace supply through here and into here. We're good. And then it goes there and then go drop off. Whew. Otherwise, I'd have been in a lot of trouble. Thank you, Ian. Right, what you doing?
So Mike, sorry,
First
Mike.
movement.
Okay.
Get your hands off our pyramids.
Well, I feel as though I've got started, and if I can push this through and finish it, but this is looking a bit kind of defended now. It would be very nice to take Egypt.
If you attacked with your tank, well, sorry, if you attacked,
yes,
and you killed one of those, and then in order to push further, oh no, I'm thinking the other way around. Ignore me.
now, okay, attack a desert climate space with a German force containing a tank.
That is a German force containing a tank, and that is a desert space. So that will allow you to attack.
But only with that one unit.
No, I think you can attack with both. The force is everything. A force can be multiple factions. All of the pieces in an attacking force must belong to the same faction. Oh, except for the French. Ah. Oh, okay. May have got that wrong then. So that's two separate forces. Yeah, force is just one faction. Thank you, Ian. I'd misunderstood that. So the Italians are here and the Germans are here.
So they're not.
They don't fight together.
Okay.
Does that mean that the plane, the Italian plane, cannot support the German? The ranking of pieces and reactions are different. Remove a piece from the attacking force or remove an airplane or fleet adjacent to the attacked space. Okay, the plane is on the same space, so that's not an issue. Okay, so the Italian plane can support a German attack. Is that correct? It cannot. Okay.
So that would essentially be one supported by him.
No, it wouldn't. No, these are a different different faction.
So that if I was going to attack into here, it would be the tank on its own.
Yeah. So what would happen is you'd kill one of them.
Yes.
And then that would be it. If you wanted to stop, if you wanted to push on, you could play a sustain attack card, and then I'd have to remove another one. And then if you had another sustain attack, I could remove another one. And as long as you've got lots of sustain attacks, you can keep going and going and going.
But attacking is an action.
Yes.
I can't just move.
No. No, correct.
In which case, it probably doesn't make too much sense to be doing a whole lot of movement over here. I mean, if you attack into there, the defending force is both of them.
Is all of them.
All of
Yeah,
them.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, it's those two, and then the plane can support.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the Italian plane cannot attack with the German force. Okay, thank you.
So I don't think I'm doing any first movement.
Okay.
So my action is going to be How do I do this? How do I do what I want to do? It's not that easy.
If it was easy, everybody would be doing it.
Oh. Sorry. Oh.
Any of your contingencies useful?
Deploy a Pact or a German infantry in Rome or Naples, possibly. Let's do that. Let's deploy a German infantry in Naples.
Okay. Second movement. I don't know if we move the round counter on.
I think I'm in danger of just dithering my way out of having the initiative. Although I used all my cards and then got myself into a position where I lost inertia. That's what I feel as I'm doing. And you're kind of rallying in Egypt at this point where I seem to be in control of the Mediterranean. You're rallying in Egypt, and I haven't managed to control the Macedonian Peninsula. So it's looking interesting. How am I going to maintain the initiative, or am I just going to consolidate for a bit?
Well, you've had your action, so it's
I'm gonna pass.
No more second movement.
Yeah, no more second movement. That's
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Right. So
I draw.
You draw two. Yeah. So my first movement, I don't have any first movement, but I'm going to play as my action Mars El Kabir. So I gain 2 points unless you either eliminate a packed fleet,
okay,
or discard a packed card that says withdraw navy.
and you get 2 points.
Or I get 2 points.
I'll have to let you have the 2 points. I think.
I have 2 points. And I'm not going to do any second movement.
Okay.
So you'll go. I'll draw 2 cards. We're in winter, so we can't do the sustain attack unless you're in the desert.
Okay. Well,
I may have missed the round marker earlier. I feel that we've had more than 7 rounds. I may have missed it. Shall we say we missed it, just to speed things up a bit? We may not have missed it, but if we say we missed it,
yep,
then we're doing scoring.
Okay.
So I've got 3, and you've got 4. Right, but then the late cards come in, so we add our late cards into our decks, we shuffle them in, and then USA at War, it's now spring 1942. Okay, so we're going to do that. We may have accidentally skipped around, but we don't have much more time today. We are probably not going to finish this game unless we play really quickly, because we've got to get food, and we have another video happening in a bit. I think we will finish it. If we play quick, I think we will finish it. So now that the USA is at war, I think that basically means I can now start deploying these American troops, which I couldn't do before. Right, first movement.
Okay, well, let's put him in there.
Yeah.
And then let's... okay, well, let's play Rommel Strikes. Attack a desert climate space with a German force containing a tank. Then take another action.
So this one?
Yes.
Okay. So you're attacking Egypt with that. So the question is, do I... Okay, I've got a card. I just need to check what it does. Right. So I'm going to play... am I? No. Okay.
Then take another action.
Well, you can sustain. You can carry on if you want to by either playing a sustain attack card or removing the tank.
Play sustain attack.
So I'm going to play exchange, which means when defending, when you remove a piece as the result of an attack, you may use a card with the exchange reaction to require the attacker to remove an attacking piece as well. The defending piece you remove must be the same faction as the card you used, which it is. The attacker may remove an infantry or tank from the attacking force or a supplied airplane or fleet of the attacking faction adjacent to the attacked space.
Okay.
In the latter case, the defender might additionally be able to use anti-air or naval combat to force the attacker to lose a different piece. The attacker may remove a piece with any combat rank, regardless of the rank of the piece the defender removes.
But it's got to be the same faction. So I can't remove Italians.
No, because it's the Germans that are attacking.
Yeah.
So that tank has gone.
Unless I could play anti-air or...
No, because I didn't remove an air piece.
So it's... Okay.
Yeah, it's gone. The piece the attacker removes due to an exchange does not by itself allow the attacker to continue the attack. You must now remove another piece if you wanted to continue the attack.
Okay.
Yeah. So the attack is over, but now you get to do another action. Yay, I've got some infantry. Are the Italians going to Egypt?
Well, I can't see how I can do it because...
Well, you can always do 2 cards for a desperate attack if you wanted to. So you can always do it. It's just how many cards it costs you.
I'm going to burn 2 cards to...
Bearing in mind I've got this, but if you remove that, then I'm really vulnerable here because I've got nothing there. So these are going in.
Yeah.
So they're attacking, and you've actually got the support of that.
Yeah.
Okay. So...
But you've got some cards.
Do I want to play retreat? I do not want to play retreat. So I was saving this, but I can't afford to save this. Yeah. This may be a problem. Okay, so I'm going to play exchange. I remove the French and play exchange.
And that means I have to lose...
You can lose the plane if you want to, or you can lose the infantry.
Sorry, Biggles.
Okay, right. Do you want to sustain? So you can sustain by either playing a sustain card or removing one of those. In fact, you don't need to sustain. There's nobody there. Ignore me. The battle's over.
Okay. But if I want to move in, I've got to advance.
Correct. Which you can do, even though you can't, because it's desert. Yeah. So you advance in and you take over Egypt. Which is a big problem. Now, if I've understood this correctly,
Second movement, I'm not doing.
I think that is now out of supply. Because you've got Egypt.
I've got the Suez Canal.
Yeah. So actually, I should have taken it on that. But never mind. It's a learning game.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that is now out of supply. I think I'm in trouble with that. If you can confirm that, Ian, that'd be great. All right, do you want to draw 2 cards? My go. So we're going to give up on this. Hasn't quite worked. But I'm not doing any first movement. But I am going to play Convoy Raiders.
Oh.
I gain a point unless you discard 2 cards. And then I take another action.
I'm not doing that. You take a point.
All right, I have another action. I'm going to play the Rock of Gibraltar. So I'm going to deploy a UK fleet in the South Atlantic.
Okay.
And a UK infantry in Gibraltar. But I still can't get these on here. That's the bit I'm a little confused by. And I'm not doing any second movement. Well, I could. I'll move that to there. Right, draw 2 cards. You'll go.
Now, this is interesting because this is telling me if I play this card, I can deploy a packed infantry. I can't because I haven't got any.
I haven't got any.
But if I did have any, I could deploy one in Yugoslavia. Can I deploy in Yugoslavia?
I don't believe you
when
can
it's not
deploy in
control?
Yugoslavia. It'll probably say if possible.
It doesn't say if possible.
Okay, I don't
It says
think.
gain 1 BP if the Axis controls Yugoslavia and all the adjacent land spaces.
Okay.
So I'm guessing I can only use that. It's going to be subject to the usual rules of deployment.
Yeah, which is you can't deploy to an
Yeah,
enemy. Yeah.
So I don't need to. So first movement.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is it at the end of the game turn that has to be in supply?
Oh, yeah, so that's gone.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's not much I could have done. I could have moved it to here and then it would have still died. Wherever I moved it to. Oh, no, I could have moved it to here. Yeah, we're okay.
Okay.
We're okay for now.
So if I move those into there.
Yep, then it's not
That's
okay.
first movement. And then I have to think about what's going to be coming this way, but potentially if I can just.
I do have a question for Ian, though, if you're still there or if anybody else is there. I was a little confused by the rules on deploying. And it says you may only deploy a piece in a space you control. But then the very next line says you may deploy a piece in a space you didn't control at the beginning of the step. Oh, as long as you control the space. Ah, now I understand it. Yeah. So as long as you control it at the point you're deploying the piece, that's okay. You don't have to have controlled it since the beginning of the step. So actually, that second sentence is not needed. It is simply as you can only deploy a piece in a space you control, even if you've only just controlled it. Right. Now I think I understand it. Can you move the troops into Palestine not controlled? Have we misunderstood? Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. You can't move in there. It would be an attack. Yeah.
I've got to attack. Okay, so first movement is not going to be to move in.
No, hang on. infantry may move into unoccupied enemy-controlled spaces. You can. Yeah, we're not playing wrong. Yeah, there we got it right. You can move troops. In the first movement step, you can move infantry into enemy-controlled spaces if they're unoccupied. And that's where we are, first movement. So it's okay. And now this ship he's run out of his Jaffa Cake supply lines. And then you declare war on Iraq and you attack Iraq and there's another star. What could go wrong? But it's this you need to be a bit worried about. You've got this bit.
I think I'm not going to take an action.
Okay. I guess you don't have to.
Anything...
Oh no, there is an action of drawing a card.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Oh, in that case, yeah, definitely.
There is an action called Production Initiative. Draw a card.
Sorry, doing that.
There you go.
Second movement.
Yep. So they can't move in second movement unless they're unloading.
Or if I use a card that allows them to attack. No, I can't play a card because...
Yeah, you've done your action.
Yeah, I've done that. So, okay.
No second movement?
So that's the end of my go. I just draw 2 cards.
Yep. Right, so my go. So that one's going to die. So we're going to move it to here. Just... Oh, except you can't move it into a space where you're not supplied. So that's... Yeah, well, that's no good. Right, so I'm going to play. I'm not going to do any first movement. My action is going to be a $1 billion gift. Draw 1 card. And then deploy a UK piece of your choice. So we're going to deploy a tank. Finally. So, yeah, no. So I can't deploy into here because I don't control it. I could deploy into here because I can trace the supply back to here. So I could, if I wanted to, deploy here.
Okay.
I'm not going to. I think we're going to deploy a tank in Gibraltar because now I can start doing stuff this way. I think that's right. Axes use a contingency card if no card's in hand, if it's a useful one. Okay. Right. So, I draw a card and then so that's my action. And now my secondary movement, I don't think I have any secondary movement. So I'm going to draw 2 cards. You'll go. We move on.
It's an interesting... It says deploy a German or packed infantry. I don't have any, so I can't place one. But deploy one adjacent to Malta.
So you can deploy it into the sea on a fleet, I guess.
But it's the only way that it could possibly work, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry, did you have to lose that?
Sorry, yep. There you
go. So, first movement.
Yep.
That could go into there.
You can.
Can that go into... No.
You'd have to declare war on Iraq first, and then we'd flip that over, and there would be a thing there.
Where's Tony Blair when you need him? Now let's just send both of them in together.
Okay.
The Italians are going on a bit of a spree.
So they're in Arabia. Any other first movement?
Don't think so. I need to tidy up here, really, don't I?
That's the thing. I'm actually getting 2 points from this. You're not getting any points from this at the moment. But you are getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from that. So action.
Mm. Well, gosh, this is difficult. I really do need to do something here, and I haven't got any attack cards. Just explain my situation. But two against one, I could attack Athens, couldn't I, with those two?
No.
But
You can only ever attack from
Oh.
one place. So it would be 1 versus 1. But you'd win. 1 versus 1 means you win. And then if you advance, you go in there.
Okay. But to attack, I would have to do a desperate attack by discarding two cards because I haven't got any attack cards.
Yeah.
And that would be my
your action.
My action. Okay. Well, let's stop talking about it and do it. Let's discard that one and that one.
Yeah. So
in order
where's
to do
attacking?
an attack
From there or from there?
from there.
Okay.
I think, yeah.
So you go into here.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to play a retreat. So that dies. And then do you have an advance?
Yes.
If you didn't have an advance, you could have just moved in there next round. So you don't actually need to advance.
Okay.
Unless you're worried about me recruiting in there, which I can do because it's currently under my control. But if you're worried about your cards,
you could be recruiting there.
I could be recruiting there, yeah.
No, I'm going to hang on. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm going to hang on to that. I was thinking about doing that.
Okay, second movement.
So second movement, I can't move in
because it's infantry.
Because it's
Yeah,
infantry. If it was a tank, it would be different.
correct.
Second movement.
Hey, Monica. Thank you for popping in. We've got the hang of the game now, rules-wise, mostly, we think. I think there's a few bits that I'm still not sure on.
Second movement. Let's put him in there.
Okay.
Second movement. And that's it. That's my go.
Okay. So first movement for me is this tank is going to get loaded onto there. Now, saying that we're getting used to the rules, infantry airplanes. Tanks must unload. Tanks may move or unload into enemy controlled spaces. Infantry and airplanes may not move except to unload from fleet. Infantry may not unload into an enemy controlled space during the second movement step. But presumably I can unload the tank and then I could unload all of the others. I think. Rules check if anybody knows the answer. Can I unload the tank into Morocco, take control of it, and then also unload the infantry? I know you can't do that with planes, but the question is whether you can do it with infantry. But as my action, I'm going to play the HMS Illustrious. Deploy a UK carrier and an airplane together in a space adjacent to Gibraltar. So there you go. That's there. So that was my action. And then, yes, unloading, if we are allowed to do that, I'm going to do that. Your go. I'm going to draw one card. But the answer is yes. Okay, great. So we did that. So now we've got carriers and planes. I'll read the rules for carriers while you're doing your first movement. I think we got it.
First movement, he can go into there.
You can. Athens is now yours. That's another star.
And is that Bulgarian still there? He is. Isn't
He is.
But he's friendly to me.
Yes.
Okay. So declare war on Yugoslavia.
What?
That's my first movement finished. If possible, deploy. If possible, yes, it is possible. Deploy.
Well, it's not. Because it's already active. So it's already on my side.
Oh, I see.
So you don't... No, it's fine. You can still play the card. But what we're saying is, if it hadn't already switched, it now switches to me.
Oh, I got it.
But it's already mine, so...
Deploy a German infantry or tank adjacent to Yugoslavia.
Mm-hmm.
Then move that piece or attack with a force containing that piece. So those two are going to attack there.
Okay, sure. And where are we? We're in winter, so you can't do a sustain.
Okay.
You can't play a sustain card. You can still lose pieces. Yeah, we'll just remove that. So do you want to push on? I've removed an infantry, so you could remove an infantry.
I'll remove an infantry.
Yeah.
And then push on.
Okay. So that goes. And then
I have to play an advance card, don't I?
you have to play in advance if you want to go in there now, and it is worth going in there now because it's a point. There you go. Well, it's all looking a little bit... yeah. Second movement. Except you are running out of cards. We've got another year.
Just thinking. Possibly. No, I will not do any second movement. Okay.
Right. I don't think I have any first movement because I think I'm happy with where they are. But I'm going to play Swordfish Night Attack. Attack a water space with Swordfish. I mean, with a UK force containing an airplane.
Okay.
So that's all of that. So that's going to attack here.
Yeah.
Right. So big naval fight.
Just slight issue with the art because those are not swordfish; those are hurricanes. and swordfish famously destroyed the Italian fleet whilst they were in harbour.
Did they? Okay.
Here in the Battle of Taranto, they completely destroyed the fleet while it was in harbour using just old biplanes with torpedoes.
Right. Okay. So are you playing a withdraw navy card?
So you're attacking into here?
I am. I'm attacking from with this force into there.
No.
So you have to lose a piece. Or a fleet adjacent. Or I believe a plane adjacent. Is that right?
And then you'll play anti-air and then I won't...
Maybe.
I'll lose that. I'll lose the...
Either remove a piece of any faction from the attacked space, or remove an airplane or fleet adjacent to the attacked space of the same faction as the defending piece. So yes, you could have removed that, or...
Actually, can I lose this one instead? I'll just keep that. Okay.
Right, so I can't play sustain cards because it's winter, but I can remove one of my units to push on.
Okay.
And I'm going to remove one of those.
Okay. So you're attacking again.
And I'm attacking again. So again, you can play a retreat if you want to. Okay, so if I want to push on, I have to remove another one of these, which I will at this stage. Oh, sustain is only good on land. Ah, right. Okay, good to know. So in a naval battle, the only way to push on is by removing units.
Oh.
Is that right? Oh, there's a naval combat card. We've missed that.
So if you've got a naval combat card, you can use that instead.
Okay.
Can we just sorry.
Yep.
So we started off with that.
Yeah.
And you attacked.
So I'm attacking, and you.
Okay.
The naval combat reaction is somewhat simplified and broadened. You may use a naval combat reaction whenever you would need to remove a piece, either on attack or defense. So a naval combat reaction on behalf of the attacking force is the only way to continue an attack after the defender uses a naval combat reaction. So if you use a naval combat reaction,
yes,
to avoid losing a piece, I can only carry on if I have a naval combat card.
Okay, so I'll do that.
Okay, and I don't. Because it's there. It's that one. So nothing happens.
Okay.
Wow.
So it's a stalemate. Okay.
But that says take another action. So at least I get to do another action, but still. Oh, it's going to hurt. That has to hurt. Wow. Okay, right. Oh, I should have done that. Right. I am going to deploy 1 or 2 USA airplanes. I'm going to deploy 2. I'm going to put them in here. B-51 Mustangs. And then I draw a card. Or 2 cards. Right, scoring. You're going to get loads. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think. And I've got 1. Got Gibraltar.
I haven't won because I needed to be 10 ahead.
You need to be 10 ahead. So we go into the final part of the game. You'll go. But I'm going to need some kind of miracle in the 5 turns that I've got. Yeah, that naval combat was pretty good. So the difference between deploy and recruit is recruit. You can recruit in an enemy-controlled, unoccupied space, which means you immediately gain control of it. Okay, so recruiting is... Yeah, you got to be careful about recruiting.
Okay.
Not that I've got a card in hand that allows me to recruit, you understand? So, first movement.
Oh, this is a bit annoying because, well, I could declare war on Iraq.
You could. And then somehow attack them.
But it's all happening over here.
No, don't worry about this.
Which means that those two,
This is fine.
Those 2 guys there are just sat on a jolly, which is a bit of a waste.
I mean, they did their job.
Okay, well, I think it should be...
We're getting messages in the chat from PM Magro, who I think might be watching about 45 minutes behind.
Okay.
Because the comments coming through are all about an attack happening here, but that was in the past. I'll pop a message in the chat. Okay.
Right.
So
deploy a German airplane in a land space. Deploy a German airplane in a desert climate space.
Mm-hmm.
Then take another action.
Okay.
German airplanes may support attacking packed forces during this turn.
Oh, okay.
Then take another action.
Yeah.
Fallschirmjägers. Recruit a German infantry within 2 spaces of a German airplane. Oh, recruit. I could recruit it now.
You could recruit it in Gibraltar.
Could I?
Yeah.
Really?
As I've just mentioned, you can recruit in an enemy-controlled but unoccupied. You can literally drop them in Gibraltar.
Oh, that would be fun.
I mean, it would be hilarious.
Oh, it's got to be done.
It's got to be done. So Gibraltar's now yours.
Sorry. And take
We've
another.
just left.
So that's parachutists have just arrived in Gibraltar.
Yeah. I think this is doom for the Allies. It's been a learning game, but it's been good.
Deploy a German infantry in the same space as a German airplane. Oh, sorry.
No, that's it.
Left.
You could. Oh, you don't have it left. Okay, right.
So I think that's the end of my action, my turn, my go.
Well, you could have taken another action.
I may attack a water space with a force containing that airplane.
I mean, you could.
But if I do, what's the consequence of that going to be?
Well, you kill one of my things.
But you could. Yeah. Okay. I'll attack you.
I think so.
Yeah. Oh, I've got. Yes, I may attack a water space.
Yeah, attacking is always good.
Have I played that card?
You haven't. You've played that to recruit in Gibraltar. Take another
I was
action.
going to deploy a German airplane. Ooh.
In a land space.
You may then attack a water space with a force. Go on then. All right, they're coming to get you.
So, Sea Force contains fleets, airplanes, and/or carriers. A Sea Force may consist of only airplanes attacking a water space from a land space. So yeah, so those are going out and they're attacking. Fleets and airplanes adjacent to the space may support the combat. So they can support the combat. Oh no, because they're from a different faction.
Oh, wait a minute.
So I don't think they can.
German airplanes may support attacking packed forces during this turn.
So these could have supported these, but it's actually these that are doing
versa.
the attack. Yeah, I think that's right.
Okay.
Okay. Well. So can I now play anti-air? Counters the effect of an airplane just removed in combat. No, it's when one's just removed. So exchange can only be land. Okay, so I'll lose that.
So I could now press on, but I would have to lose or have a card that somehow allowed me to do that.
Yeah, you can press the attack by either removing one of those or playing a sustain attack card.
It's tempting.
And if you don't, then you've just killed the ship. And
it's tempting because if I did, you would have to probably lose another ship, and that would leave you with just one ship in support of your carrier, which is a bit precarious if you're planning on coming this way. It's all starting to look a bit thin, but those are quite useful in defense of what could be coming this way from over here. Interesting. How many turns have we got left? Not very many.
4.
After this one. How far this way can you get?
Not far. I think you've won this quite easily.
Okay. No, I'm not going to do that.
Okay. Right. Second movement.
If I'm not going to invade Iraq and attack them, and these guys are waste, can I just choose to disband?
I don't believe so.
Okay, I'll start bringing. I'll move them to there.
Okay.
Second movement.
Right, and then draw some cards. Okay. You can't lose the US airplanes unless a USA fleet was there. Correct. Yes, because yeah, different. The USA are not in here, so they can't support. Right. So first movement. I'm not sure I have any. But I'm going to play B-25 Mitchell to deploy a USA or UK airplane, and then take another action. And the other action that I'm doing, yeah, so why did I do that? Why did I put them there? Because they can't actually do anything. Interesting. That's a bit silly. So I'm going to do a desperate attack. 2 cards are gone. And yeah, this British force is going into Algeria.
Okay. Okay, so if I play exchange, that means you have to lose a unit as well.
Yeah, so you remove a defending piece, and I must also remove a piece.
Is there any significance to losing my last infantry?
I don't think so.
No.
But remember, because you could use those if you wanted to. You probably don't, but
Okay.
just so you know, you could have lost these. So I lose an infantry as well. Right. Okay. And then because you lost an infantry, I'm going to lose an infantry to press the attack.
Okay. I'm going to lose a unit.
Okay.
Which could be one of those.
Can't now, because there isn't any of those in the fight.
Okay.
Okay. And then I play anti-air.
Yeah.
Which means you losing that was irrelevant, which means I press the attack for free.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, I think that's how that works. That's the bit I'm confused by, but I think that's right. Anti-air. Whenever your opponent removes an airplane in land or sea combat, you can use a card with anti-air. If you're attacking, this card must belong to the same faction as the attacking force. Yes. When you're attacking, if the defender removes an airplane as the result of an attack, you can use an anti-air to be able to continue to attack without removing a piece. Yeah. So the attack is continuing.
Okay. So I lose him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And then I'm not going to advance.
Okay.
Right. And then second movement, I can move that in there.
Well, that's the exchange card that I just played, so that's gone.
Yay, I've taken Algeria. After all that. Your go. It's the summer of 1943.
Okay.
And things are looking very bleak. Too many pulls in the chat. Okay. I think if we play quick, because I don't think there's anything that I can do to pull this back.
First movement, I'm not going to do any.
Yeah.
Second movement.
Well, action.
Sorry, action rather.
Yeah.
Deploy a German airplane into a land space.
Yeah.
You may attack a land space with a German force in the same space as that airplane. So I can attack that tank. Or I don't need to.
Land forces are only infantry and tanks. So planes, I think, can only attack sea.
You may attack a land space with a German force in the same space as that airplane.
Yeah, so if there were other things in here, you could attack with them,
Does
but you
that
can't.
not count as being...
No, airplanes are not part of a land force.
Okay. So I could have probably just discarded that to deploy, couldn't I?
It's 2 to deploy a
is it?
plane, I think.
No, that's worth doing in that case.
Yeah, conscription is 2 cards to deploy a tank, airplane, fleet, or carrier.
And second movement. No. So draw 2 cards. That's my go. Just
You've no cards left.
Yep.
Right. But you do have your contingencies. So first movement. So I can move that. I can move these. We'll just run away from Gibraltar. It's fine. Although, how does this work? I know I can trace supply through here. Yeah, because I think that, I don't know where that is. I don't know if that's on Gibraltar or if it's in here. So yeah, first movement has been done. As my action, I'm going to do rationing. So you gain a victory point. I draw 2 cards. And then if it's spring 1942 or later, I get another action. And the other action is... Oh. Yeah, unfortunately, that's not going to help. Gibraltar must be out of supply for the Axis. Oh, yeah, we probably forgot that. Well, just pop it in there. Thank you. Yeah, we got all excited about that, forgetting the fact that
it needed to be supplied.
it needed
yeah.
to be supplied.
It's gonna
Thank
be
you for spotting
a
that.
little bit of a waste of a move.
And apologies if you spotted that earlier and said something.
It was a little bit of a waste, but it was fun. I can't
fun.
move my
You can move to
German
there.
infantry via Italian ships, can I?
I'm not sure. Naval transport. A packed fleet may transport a packed or a German piece.
Oh.
Yes. So you can.
That's something I would have done, but no, don't worry.
Use the fleet. Then move that infantry or attack with a force containing either piece. Okay. Okay, I think we're going to be doing a desperate attack. And it's going to be that card and that card. And the desperate attack is going to be this force on this space here.
Okay. In which case, I think I'm going to be losing. Oh, I've got support from
Mm-hmm.
there, haven't I? So I could lose that aircraft unless you play anti-air, in which case you can count. No, I'll lose that aircraft.
So you're not playing a retreat. You're not playing a naval combat. You're losing that.
Retreat? Can I play retreat?
No, sorry, you can't retreat.
No.
The Navy withdraw
Yeah,
thing.
no, not playing that.
Okay, so if I played anti-air, that would cancel that. I'm not. You've removed an airplane, which means I can remove a fleet to carry on, or I could remove an airplane to carry on. I'm going to remove an airplane to carry on. It's going to be that one. So I'm carrying on.
Okay. In which case I'm going to have to lose a fleet.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to use naval combat instead of removing a piece to continue the attack.
Okay. So I'm going to remove... Oh, can he act in defence?
Don't believe so, because it's a
Okay,
different
take that
faction.
one off.
Okay. Dear. Okay, I'll carry on.
And...
Okay. Oof. Right, and then second movement. So that can go to there.
Yep.
That cannot. Okay, and then I'll draw 2 cards. You'll go.
movement. Yeah, these are a bit late. Unless I decide to
Declare war on Iraq.
That's going to mean I've got to
Attack it.
attack it, and I'm not going to see I'm going to have a spare action available to do that, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to move. I will move that to there. Let's do this. Primary movement. I think that's it for me.
Okay. And you've no more cards to draw.
Secondary movement. You can move to there.
They can't move in secondary movement unless they're unloading. Excuse me. So,
okay, yeah.
So deploying. Can you deploy anywhere? If you said deploy, presumably you can deploy anywhere. Yeah, spaces you control. Okay. So first movement is going to be that.
Yep.
So that's not quite cutting supply lines because they can trace supply back to there now, but it's fun. Okay. Other first movement. Yeah, Tunisia is the problem. Maybe we don't do that then. Let me keep that there. Yeah, we'll put it there. No, we'll leave it there. Right, so my action is the Eastern Task Force. Deploy a UK fleet together with a transported infantry. So I think I can deploy it here. Because I think I can trace supply back and it is a controlled area. And then move that infantry or attack with a force containing either piece. I think I'll just move that infantry and I'll move it into here. And then secondary movement, I can move that into there. In fact, are these cut off? These are now cut off. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when does that?
Well, it should have happened at the end of your turn.
Okay.
Which means I could have gone in there. Right. Which means I can move that in secondary movement, and we'll move that in secondary movement. Right. Your go. Interested. Yeah, and I can't land in here. So, but you can't trace supply through these, can you? Presumably you can't trace supply through these territories which don't exist. So if I put something in here, these go. Yeah. Not that that's going to win me, but
I don't lose those, do I?
You don't lose those. No, I've then got to go through and
Physically
start
go
taking
through.
them. Yeah. But I think as soon as I put a fleet there, I think you're cut off.
Okay.
Yep. Right, 2 turns left. But yeah, there's no way I'm going to get 5 more points than you, I don't think. It might be close.
So primary movement.
Yep.
Gain 1 BP for each 2 rounded down of these spaces the access controls. Morocco, no. Algeria, no. Tunisia,
No.
no. Or Syria, I should have played that last time. Never mind. If a German piece is in Rome, gain 1 BP.
It is.
Then you may deploy a packed infantry in Rome.
Okay.
And Hmm. Have I? Okay. Uh, 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 is he in supply? Are these in supply?
Yeah, because you've got here.
I've got that one.
Yeah.
I had a horrible feeling.
Yeah.
that
Or you've
all
got
of
the
my
Adriatic Sea at the moment.
Yeah, all of my units are ours. So these two are not in supply, are they?
They are at the moment because you can trace control through here and here,
Oh,
and
yes.
you're fine.
Okay. Right. Yep, that's my go.
Okay. So my first movement. Sure. I think. I know. We'll do some more. Too little, too late. First movement done. Right. I'm going to use that. Draw a card and take another action. I'm going to play deploy a USA or UK tank. Put that there. And then take another action. I'll deploy the French infantry and take another action. Sure, there's something I could be doing with this. Yeah, I'll play Allied Force Headquarters, draw 2 cards, move a USA or UK piece. No, because you'll just attack me. Yeah, and then take another action. There's nothing left to attack. Well, apart from those, I can't. Okay, I'll deploy a USA tank. Then move that tank or attack with a force containing that tank. I mean, sure, I'll move to there. Right, done. Your go. Last turn. Oof. And yeah, the Italians at the end of your turn will now disappear. Oh, the Italians in Africa are out of supply. Fleets and airplanes interdict supply through sea spaces. Oh yeah, so here's me thinking I needed to block it. I didn't. Just being there, I interdicted this space, so they should have gone. Thank you. I forgot about the interdiction. So they were gone last turn because I was here.
Okay.
Oh, no, hang on. No, they could have gone through. Oh, no, they couldn't have gone through here because I was here. Yeah. We're good. Okay. We fixed it.
Yeah. That's my go.
Yep.
So, okay.
Right, I need to somehow get 7 more points than you. Yeah. Well, I'm sure there's some better things I could have done to try and take out this. This is the big lump of points for you. But if I can get Egypt back, I'll be happy. Are there any other points down here? There aren't, are they? So, yeah, there's definitely things I could have done here that would have been better. But I think we'll just move into there, move into there, flip these back. And then in secondary movement, move to there.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, just to wrap things up, we're not playing optimally, but you will still score 1, 2, 3. And I will score 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4? That doesn't seem very much. How were you getting all of your points earlier? You were getting 1, 2, 3. Thought you were getting 4 earlier. There.
Because there are 2 here. That's
Yeah. So you were getting those 2 and those 2. They were your starting 4.
Mm.
And I was getting 3, which was that one, that one. Was I getting 3 or was I only getting 2?
2.
I might have already been getting 2 at the start.
Yeah.
So there you go. Right, we're done. It was a very rough video. We said it was going to be a very rough video. Fortunately, it's now 7 o'clock. And we've got to get food. And we've got another stream happening at 8 o'clock. But thank you very much, Ian, for joining us. Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you very much, Alan, for joining us. I really enjoyed it. I think it's a very good game. It has a learning curve. The rulebook is pretty good. It's generally speaking well written. I've got a couple of questions, but I think the game is good. I really like it. I think it is more complicated than Eastern Front, from what I remember. I don't remember the carrier rules. What was your initial thoughts on it after?
I found it quite hard to really get to grips with it, but then ultimately it turns out it's not really that complicated.
No.
And I think given that I had an idea of what I wanted to do, and I wasn't afraid of burning
the pyramids.
I wasn't afraid of burning through my deck in order to achieve it early on. I mean, I didn't really get my head around the fact that I could have used Italian ships to transport German troops.
Right.
I didn't really usefully conclude this. I probably should have tidied up a bit more and gained more points from where they were possible. So there were lots of things I could have played better, but basically, I mean, it was good. It was good. I did enjoy it.
It's a very clever game. I think it's extremely thematic as well.
Yeah.
All of these cards based on actual real things. It's all, there's a lot of detail in there, and it is good. And it feels different, very different from East Front, because you don't have the Americans turning up in East Front at all. And yeah, if you've got a minute, just before we disappear, I'm gonna zoom out on the camera, and I'm gonna show you where East Front will go. I'll go there. I've got it here. I do. So this is the game that came out a few years ago. And I've not played the physical version of this yet, because I've only played this on Board Game Arena. And this is on Board Game Arena. Quartermaster General East Front is on Board Game Arena.
Oh, wow. Gosh. Wow, gosh.
Yeah.
Look at that.
There you go. So guess where West Front is going?
There.
So there is, and that's why Yugoslavia has a star that isn't printed on the board, because otherwise, if you printed it on the board, there would be 2 of them. So when you combine them together, you don't use that. And they've got a version that's going to be 5 to 6 players, which is actually going to use all 3 boards together. So that's going to be pretty cool. Thank you very much, Ian, for working on these. I'm a fan of the Quartermaster General series of games, but personally, I prefer this. I prefer the 2-player version. It's really good, and I love the supply lines. Once you understand the rules for the supply lines, it's just another thing that you need to take into account. That you can't just, you can cut off units like I did in Tunisia, like I did down here, is by cutting off the supply lines. And the interdicting might feel complicated, but it works, and you just need to get your head around it. So yeah, we're all done. We need to disappear because we have another stream in 55 minutes. 1 hour 5 minutes time, and we've got to get food and set up. But thank you very much for watching. Thank you for being with us. This was not a sponsored playthrough video, which is why it was extremely rough. If you want to support me and support the channel, you can do so at patreon.com/gaming rules. Other than that, we will see you next time. Cheers. Bye-bye.